Boys died trying to I can't believe them boys died trying to protect their sister, bro. As a man in America, we are all taught the same thing. Protect your sister at all costs. Protect your female relatives at all costs. That's what Gianni and Jaheim tried to do, but sadly they failed. I got the whole story. Let me break it down for y'all. Antoine Carter has a violent history of domestic disputes and assaults. He is a young man from Miami, Florida, and everybody know Antoine. Everybody know how he get down. He's not a fake gangster, he's a real gangster. Sadly, he's caught up with a young woman whose family does not support this type relationship. Sounds familiar? Antoine and his girlfriend kept getting into it. She would go through his phone, he would go through hers, they would see each other committing infidelity, and it would cause all types of toxicity, especially when good dick and pussy involved. When people doing this and then they being sneaky at the same time, that shit ends bad. So Antoine wasn't feeling this shit at all. He decided to call up his favorite sneaky link and rekindle things. That's what his girlfriend was not having. She felt like, bruh, all these times you put your hands on me and played with me, destroyed my property, I never called the police on you. You gonna cheat on me and go back to this bitch? Nah, you gotta get the fuck out. Antoine got mad, an argument escalated. Now his girlfriend calling her mama complaining about the situation. I'm tired of Antoine. He over here making all these terroristic threats, but he don't know my daddy, he like that. My brothers, they'll get on him. My cousin, my uncle, they'll come Royal Rumble his stupid ass. Antoine like, Lord, who she? What? Y'all already know how I'm living and what I'm about, so why would you play with me like this? Matter of fact, tell them niggas pull up. This was the last straw for Jaheim and Gianni. They like, bro, you already beat my sister and talking crazy. Now you talking crazy through my mama about putting your hands on our sister. Nah, we come and deal with you. They pull up, get into an argument with Antoine. The younger brother, y'all know the run of the pack, always the one to set it off. He get mad, hit him. They fighting now, right? It's only right that Jaheim jump in now, so they, beating the shit out of him. What they didn't know was Antoine was already cocked with a Glock 9 and a Glock 43 in the car. He already had two different ways. He was prepared, premeditatedly prepared for the shit. He like, all right, y'all got that. Go back to the car, retrieve both weapons, stick them in the right side of his pocket, go back to knock on the door. But guess where the girlfriend at? Guess where she went while they was fighting? Next door to beg the neighbor to call 911. Something she should have did in the first place. When Antoine returned to the door, it was locked because his girlfriend had came back home, saw the fight de-escalated or seemed to de-escalate, and now she didn't lock the door for their protection. Now let that nigga stay outside. But you know Jaheim like, fuck that boy, you can let him back in here, he could catch some more of these bitches. So that's when Gianni opened the door, and Lord, why he did that, Antoine run through the door, catch Gianni on the sofa, hit him 3 times, boop, 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 turn around, hit the other brother, boop, boop. He fall on his sister as he's trying to run from the shots, y'all. Why you kill my brother? Why you? This nigga was so sinister and fucked up mentally. He sat on the edge of the bed and said, look what you made me do. Damn! So after the girlfriend kept being hysterical trying to revive her brothers, Antoine went outside pacing back and forth, which is seen on surveillance. The whole thing is caught on surveillance. So when the police show up, Antoine tried to claim self-defense. He done made up a whole elaborate story about how the brothers jumped him and was preparing to take his life with their fists. Police say, nah, bruh, you're under arrest. Put your hands behind your back. This is cold-blooded murder, first degree, to be exact. And you might not make it off your deathbed after this one. Ladies, this is why it is so important for you to never involve your male relatives in your domestic disputes. Call the damn police. We all are taught to love our female relatives, put our life on the line for them if need be. But y'all gotta learn how to let the police do their motherfucking job. Jaheim, Gianni, born on the same day, 5 years apart, died on the same because they went to put their life on the line for their sister. When the fuck was this shit ever gonna stop? This is why you gotta let your female relatives go outside if need be. That was easy. Antoine Carter now faces 2 first-degree murder charges, and he's ultimately looking at the death penalty if convicted. Well, when he's convicted, because we all know he gonna be convicted. But let this be a lesson to y'all. Stay away from the fuck shit, the relationship fuck shit. Stay away. I can't believe them boys died trying to protect their sister.
Shalom. Before I start, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Wakakodash. Yahweh, which is the one true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one true name is Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, meaning coming in the name, Ba means coming in, Ha means the, Shah means name, Rakah meaning spirit, Kodash meaning holy, peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, and shalom to you sincere brothers that are scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity, and shalom to you sincere sisters that are listening in silence as the scriptures command you to do so. I am the brother Mashiach Razakah, and pretty much this lesson is going to be titled as Two Brothers Put to Death for Trying to Protect Their Sister from Her Abusive Husband. And this is all I got to say about this situation. If you are a Jake man out there, a so-called Negro, Hispanic, or Native American Indian man, it's best to stay out of that situation. All right. And one thing you got to understand is that these women, regardless if it's a sister, regardless if it's a woman that's on the street, regardless of what it is, you are not Superman. You're not Superman. You're not Static Shock. Okay? You're not Mr. Wonderful. You're not any of these superheroes, man. Okay? You're not Goku at Super Saiyan 5. Okay? You're not RoboCop. Stay out of that situation. The best thing to do is just like what the individual said, call the police. Now, I got 4 sisters, okay? And I'm the baby out of all my sisters. My oldest sister is like 55 years old. I got one oldest sister that's 55. I got another one that's like 44. I got another sister that's 45. And then I got another sister, me and her is a week apart. All right, so I'm the baby out of all of my sisters. Whatever relationship they got going on, I don't get involved in that shit. Number one, I got a kid to raise. Okay, I'm not finna put my life on the line for what? Go and fight a dude because he's doing this and doing that, and then I get killed. And at the end of the day, that woman's gonna go right back to that dude. I got a sister right now that's doing that. Okay, she gets into it with her guy all the time, man. And what she do, she goes right back to the dude. So it's a waste of time trying to put your life on the line because the dude is abusing your sister. Okay? Stay out of that. Call the cops. That's it. Get the cops involved. The police will handle the situation. These 2 men lost their lives, putting their life on the line. They're going to take it upon themselves to go down there. The sister calls the mom. You know how it goes. The sister calls the mom. The mom tells the boys about what's going on. And what did they do? The sons go down there, all the way down there to try to deal with the situation. Beat the dude up, but now you not knowing dude got a gun. Dude shoot both of you guys down like he was playing target practice. Now both of you guys went up to the upper room. You're in the spiritual realm now. You got to be circumspect when dealing with situations like this, man. Okay? And the sister, she's wrong for doing that. She's wicked for that. Okay? That's your man. That's your dude. You call the cops. Okay? You don't get your relatives or brothers involved in that. Now the husband to that girl, all right, he's facing 2 accounts of first degree murder. His judgment is pretty much to be the death penalty now. Okay, this is why we gotta be circumspect, man. All right, and it says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." That includes anything you do. And when you look up circumspectly, it says meaning to act in a cautious, prudent, or wary manner, carefully considering all circumstances and potential risks before speaking or acting. So that includes your life, man. You got to be observant and careful for what you doing. If you see a woman getting beat up in the middle of the goddamn street, don't go down there to try to defend her and beat the dude up. You don't know what that dude got. That dude can have a pocket knife. He can have anything. You're putting your life on the line. You got a family to go home to. Call the cops and let the cops handle that. Okay, it's too many deaths because dudes take it upon themselves to pay Big Bad Wolf with the 3 pigs and try to handle the situation. Now look what happened to you. Now you're dead. And then what? You know? Now the sister, she gonna be living in regret for the rest of her life because she got 2 of her brothers killed. You don't call your mom. You call the cops. Then you heard it in the video. They over there fighting her husband, and She's next door telling the neighbors to call the police, which she should have did in the beginning. You call the police. You don't get your brothers involved, man. And this is the mindset of these women. These women are fucking wicked. They don't think, right? It says Galatians 6:5, for every man shall bear his own burden. Mind your own business. Okay? Mind your own business. When it deals with relationships with your sister, let her go through what she go through, because she gonna be with that dude. You go down there, let's say it went the other way around. They went down there and beat up the dude, right? And then the brothers get arrested, they get locked up. That sister is gonna go right back to the dude. So while you doing 10, 15 years, now you gotta go to court. Now you got all these charges. Now you got all this, bad record. It's hard for you to get a job. It's hard for you to get anything. Your sister that you didn't stuck your neck out for is back with the dude. You just don't put yourself in those type of situations, man. Don't get involved. Any type of situation, don't get involved, man. If you know it's going to be a situation where you're going to have to do something to somebody, it's best that you don't get involved. Don't get involved, man. Right? This is Sirach 25:19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of woman. And that's wicked what she did. Okay? Instead of her calling the police, she going to go call her mama, and probably threaten the guy. Well, I got my dad and I got my brothers. They can go down there. And look, the brothers took it upon themselves to go down there. And what happened? They wind up losing their life, man. It says, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And she's wicked for doing that. You caused your brothers to lose their life. Now they're dead. You could have called the police, had the police handle the situation. No, you took it upon yourself to get family members involved. That's why I don't get involved in any of my sister's business. If your man is knocking you upside your head, giving you lumps like in a cartoon show, I'm not getting involved in that. If you got two big ass knots on the top of your head, like how Bugs Bunny be doing the lion and shit like that, that's gonna be on you. You call the cops. I'm not getting involved in that. I'm not getting involved in any type of family matter. I don't really be around family members like that because there's too much shit going on. I like peace, man. I'm a 34-year-old man. I got a child to raise. I got to work. I'm dealing with enough shit in this society. I'm not going to purgatory for another motherfucking person. I'm just not doing that. We got to use wisdom. And this is what caused them to be put to death too. Anger. You got to control that anger. Now, I know it's hard in this flesh. It's easier said than done. But you got to do that, man. Because taking matters into your hands with anger will cause you and lead you into a very bad or dangerous situation. Right? Ephesians 4:26. It says, be ye angry and sin not. And let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Right? You could be angry, but you don't want to take it in a matter of being angry where you're going down and you're doing something where it causes you to be in wrath, man. It says, neither give place to the devil. Right? So you don't want to put yourself in a very bad and dangerous situation. Anger is a very Salakia. Anger is a very bad situation to put yourself in, man. Okay? Psalms 37:8. It says, cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. And that's what you got to be careful for, because with the spirit of anger, you'll do something that you don't even realize that you did. And how them brothers, they were filled up in anger and wrath. They went down there to call themselves handling some shit, and it got them killed. You got to be careful for that, man. Right? It says, he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty, meaning quick, of spirit exalteth folly. Right? You see that? So you got to be observant. You got to be circumspect, man. You got to be careful what you do. Right? James 1:20. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of the Most High, man. And you just got to be careful, man. You got to be careful. You brothers got to be careful out there. Don't get involved in your relative's situation. If her man is beating her ass, call the police, man. That's the best thing to do. That's not being a punk. That's not being scary, man. All right? That's not any of those things. Call the police, man. It's best to call the police, because you go down there to handle the situation. Let's say you beat up the dude, right? Let's say you beat the dude up real bad. That dude winds up being in a coma. You're going to get charges. You're going to get locked up. Now you got to deal with Esau's system. Now you got to go to probation officers and do time in prison. And you got to fight dudes in prison. You got to worry about getting shanked in prison. You don't want to go through all of that, man. Don't get involved in anything. I don't give a fuck if it's a stranger. You see a woman getting beat on the streets, you call the police. Don't go down there to try to fight the dude and do all that. You don't know if the dude got a knife. He can have a gun, anything on him. And you go down to call yourself defending a woman. Now you get killed. Then what's going to happen? Got to be careful, man. Right? That's carnality as well. The men, her brothers, they were angry. They were stirred up. They were in the spirit of carnality. And it got them judged. They got put to death. Romans 8:5, it says, "For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh," right? They let the deeds of the flesh take control, literally, of them. They let the spirit of feelings and emotions get the best of them. It says, "But they that are after the spirit of things of the spirit," verse 6, "for to be carnally minded is death." Look what happened to them. They were carnally minded because they took it upon themselves. They were so stirred up in anger, hearing in the news of her man beating up on their sister. So he went down there to handle the situation, and they got killed. Just like in Godfather with Sonny Corleone, right? His sister was getting beat up by her husband, right? And he went down there, he beat the dude up, right? Now the second time his sister got beat up, she did the same thing. Sonny Corleone went to try to go down there as he was getting ready to cross through the borderline. What happened? The husband set him up with another mobster gang to kill him, and he got killed. He got killed trying to protect his sister, man. Even in the movies, it shows that. Don't get involved in that. Don't get involved in that, man. Stay out of that. You brothers stay safe. Don't. I understand you love your sister, man. I understand you love your relatives. I understand you love your mom. I had a friend, his nickname was Spaghetti. He got killed trying to protect his mom. His mom was dating this wicked ass Hamite, and this Hamite was very, very jealous, right? He had a very jealous. His mom had a very jealous man. He was a Hamite. He didn't like her talking to nobody or whatever, but he got drunk, he got upset. A bad argument happened, and I guess her husband tried to, pull out a gun on her, and my friend named Spaghetti jumped in front of his mother to protect his mother and got shot in the head. And he's dead right now. He's been dead since, I think 2001, 2002. I had to be about the age of probably 10 or 9 years old, hearing the news. But he was a friend of my family, and he was close friends with my older brother and my older sister. But he got killed, getting involved in his mom's problem. Tried to jump up and protect his mom, and he got shot in his head. So it's just a lesson to be learned. Don't get it. I understand you love your mom. I love my mom to death too, but you gotta call the cops, man. It's best to call the cops. And trying to fight a motherfucker, you only get one life right here, man. These bodies that you got, they're not celestial. You get shot once, you're done. It hits an organ, you're done. You get shot in the head, you're done. These bodies is faint. All right, you're not celestial out there, man. All right. And it says to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace, right? Because of the carnally minded is enmity, meaning hatred against the Most High, for it is not subjected to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit, and if so be that but it says, if so be that the Spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the Spirit of the Most High, he is none of his. So you got to be spiritual minded out there, man. You got to be spiritual minded. You just got to be safe. Matthew 10:16, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves, right? Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves, right? The scriptures even say the weapons of our warfare is not carnal. So you got to be spiritual, man. You got to be careful what you're doing, man. All right, Sirach, I'm trying to do this fast. I'm on the plantation. Sirach chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, I'll read verse 1. Sirach 2:1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." And these are temptation situations, man. Right? Set thy heart, meaning mind upright, and constantly endure, and make not haste, meaning quick in the time of trouble. So you don't go and make rashful decisions or whatever you're dealing with, whether it's a situation with your sister getting her ass whooped by her man. You don't take it upon yourself to go down there and play Speedy Gonzalez. You don't go down there to play Goku. You don't go down there to play Vegeta. All right? You don't take it upon yourself to play Superman, man. Okay? You call the police. You be circumspect. Let me call the cops. Now, if you want to go down there, call the cops first. Let the cops know what's going on. Drive down there. You can drive down there. Drive down there. They could even did this. Drove down there. Call the cops. Let the cops know what's going on. Wait for the police to go to call down there. Then go from there. You know, if you gonna get that involved, you want to go down there, you can go down there, call the cops. You could have called the cops, man. Drove down there, called the cops, let the cops know what was going on, waited for the police to get there, then go down there. You guys took it upon yourself. The younger brother took it upon himself to go down there and start, punching the man out. Then the other brother jumped in and punched the other man out, not being circumspect. You didn't even know what the dude had. The sister knew that he had guns, but she didn't even tell her brothers that he had guns. They put their lives on the line, now they're dead. You can't make rashful decisions, man. You got to be careful for these type of situations, man. The elders tell us all the time, mind your own business. Don't get involved in unnecessary matters. So these men, this is recent too. This is like 3 days ago. They've been dead for 3 days. This is going viral right now all over social media. So reminder out there to you brothers out there, when it comes to your sister, your mom, a woman that's a stranger out on the street, you see them getting beat up, call the cops first, man. Call the cops, let them know what's going on. Call the cops. I can't say don't beat the dude up, but try to, do as best as you can for yourself. But basically, the main thing of the story is mind your own business, man. Some people gonna disagree with me with this situation. Getting involved can get you locked up for a very long fucking time. You can say you don't care. I care about my freedom. I don't like people telling me I gotta take when to take a shower, when I gotta get up. Nah, I don't want to be in purgatory. Hard head make a soft ass. I'm letting you guys know out there, man. You gotta be circumspect. Do not get involved in anybody's relationship. You got a sister that's dating a man and he's whooping her ass, you call the police. You got a mom and she's dating a man and his stepfather or whatever, and he's whooping her ass, you call the police. Don't go down there, my mama, and try to duke it out with the dude. The dude can have a gun or anything. You can get killed. You got to be using wisdom. So, hey, man, hopefully this was edifying. On to the next one I say. Shalom.